Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting edition of DDM Chronicles. Today, we are talking about something different. We are talking about a story of resilience. Today, we want to uncover a story of resilience, courage, and defiance in the face of oppression. Let's go back to a moment in history that has been passed down through generations, a story of tragedy and triumph. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Igbo Landing, a historic site at Dunbar Creek on St. Simon's Island, Georgia. It was there in May 1803 that 75 Igbo captives, torn from their homeland, made a profound and heartbreaking choice: death over bondage. The act of defiance was not only a rejection of enslavement, but a declaration of the human spirit's unyielding desire for freedom. To truly understand the significance of Igbo Landing, we must first understand the brutal reality of the transatlantic slave trade. By the 18th century, the slave trade had reached its peak, forcibly transporting millions of Africans to the Americas. These were men, women, and children who had been kidnapped or sold into slavery, often betrayed by local powers or captured during raids. Among these were the Igbo people from what is now southeastern Nigeria, known for their strong sense of identity, community, and spiritual beliefs. The Igbo were resilient and fiercely independent when they were taken from their homeland and sold into slavery. Their journey across the Atlantic was a nightmare of dehumanization. Imagine the terror of being chained, packed like cargo, into dark, airless pools of ship, with no space to lie down and no relief from the stench of human waste. Diseases spread rapidly, and survival during the Middle Passage was itself a battle. In May 1803, a ship named the Wanderer docked in Savannah, Georgia, carrying a human cargo of Igbo captives. These men and women had been purchased by slave merchant John Cooper and Thomas Spalding for an average price of $100 each. Their new owners intended to transport them to nearby plantations on St. Simon's Island to work in harsh conditions, cultivating crops like rice and cotton. But the Igbo captives were not passive victims. Despite the horrors they had already endured, they carried with them the strength of their gods, their ancestors, and their unshakable will to resist oppression. The Igbo captives were chained and crammed into the hold of a smaller vessel, the yacht, which was tasked with ferrying them to St. Simon's Island. During this journey, the Igbo people made their move. Defying their captors, they rose up in rebellion. Though chained and outnumbered, they seized control of the ship. In the chaos that followed, the vessel ran aground in Dunbar Creek. Many accounts suggest that the captors were drowned in the process. The poetic yet tragic twist in the story of the fires. But the story doesn't end there. With the ship grounded, the Igbo captain disembarked. According to oral history, they marched ashore in unison, led by their high chief, a figure who was both a leader and a spiritual guide. Bound together by chains, they walked in formation, singing in their native Igbo language. Their song, "More Mary Dwanyibia, More Mary Dwanyila," translates to, "The water spirit brought us here, the water spirit will take us home." This song was not just an expression of their sorrow, but a declaration of their faith. The Igbo believed in the protection of their god Chukwu and saw the waters of Dunbar Creek as a pathway back to the spiritual embrace of their homeland. At the direction of their high chief, the Igbo made a collective and unprecedented choice. They would not live as slaves. Instead, they chose to end their lives together, walking into the waters of Dunbar Creek. Bound by their chains and united in defiance, they drowned themselves, rejecting the life of bondage that awaited them. This act of mass suicide, though tragic, was also an act of profound resistance. It was a declaration that their spirits would not be broken, but their freedom, if not in life, then in death, was theirs to claim. The events of Igbo Landing were first reported by Roswell King, an overseer on the nearby plantation. According to King, 13 bodies were recovered from the creek, but many more were never found. Some believe that not all the captives perished, but a few may have escaped. The exact details of what transpired remain unclear, as much of the story has been preserved through oral tradition. For the Gola Gichi community, descendants of enslaved Africans who settled on the sea islands, Igbo Landing is not just a historical event, it's a cornerstone of their cultural identity. Igbo Landing has left an indelible mark on African American and folklore. For the Gola Gi people, it's said that their ancestors didn't drown, but instead walked on water, returning to Africa through spiritual means. This tale has inspired countless cultural works, including to the Morrison's Song of Solomon, to the Dashi's Daughters of the Lost, and Beyonce's Lemonade. Even the blockbuster film Black Panther pays homage to this legacy, reflecting the strength and resilience of African heritage. Through the stories, the legacy of Igbo Landing endures as a powerful symbol of resistance. Today, Dunbar Creek stands as both a physical and symbolic reminder of the courage of those 75 Igbo captives. This site, now known as Igbo Landing, has become a place of reflection, remembrance. It reminds us of the sacrifices of those who refused to accept a life of bondage. The story of Igbo Landing teaches us that resistance is not always about winning battles. It's about standing firm in your beliefs. Even in the face of insurmountable odds, it's about claiming your identity no matter the cost. The bravery of the Igbo captives is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the Igbo people in particular. They choose to fight for their freedom even in death, and their story continues to inspire generations. Today, Igbo Landing stands as both a historical site and a powerful symbol of resistance. It reminds us of the sacrifices made by those who refused to live as slaves and who asserted their humanity in the most profound way imaginable. But it is also a call to action. The story of the Igbo Landing challenges us to confront the legacy of slavery and systemic oppression that persists even to this day. It reminds us that freedom is not just a right, it's a fight that demands courage and unity. The Igbo people at Dunbar Creek may have perished, but their spirits live on in every act of resistance against injustice. Their story is a testament to the unbreakable human spirit, to the belief that dignity is worth any price. As we remember the Igbo Landing, let us honor their courage by standing against oppression in all its forms. Let us ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain, and that their voices continue to be echoed through history. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me in today's edition of DDM Chronicles. If this story moved you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Together we can keep the memory of the Igbo Landing alive and ensure that its message of resistance and resilience is never forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, my name is Emmanuel. Keep sharing this video so that more people can learn about Igbo Landing and of course what it meant for us Africans.